What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my content. So we're going to be checking out Ripper. So apparently he's been coming out with some comic book lately. This one is interesting, so let's check it out.
And writer, welcome to the Ribbaverse.
The Ribbaverse, okay. This seems kind of interesting.
The Ribbaverse is the result of a comic book lifer that wanted to be a part of the solution instead of always griping about the problem. Now, don't get me wrong, this was always a part of my aspirations. However, the current climate certainly sped things up. You've watched some of your favorite comic book characters be bastardized to the point to where they're completely unrecognizable. They're just used as career stepping stones for a lot of writers that don't care about the lore. Some even despise their fans.
I like where he's going with this, though. I think when you think about it, the comic industry is not like what it used to be. Back in the 90s, they used to care about the comic heroes like Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men. They care about the characters and they care about the storyline and the story arc and the lore. And I think nowadays when it comes to Hollywood, they just love to put their political agendas into every single film that comes out. And it really goes to show you that if you don't care about your characters, don't put out merchandise, comics, toys, or anything. If you're not going to put in the work, don't put it out anyway. So if you want to add some political agendas, why not hire a gay writer or a gay artist to come out with their own gay universe to represent the LGBT community? You don't need to turn a straight character into a queer character. So I think what he's going with this is he's telling y'all that, look, even if you're writing your own story, just make sure that it makes sense. Make it make sense. Back to the video.
Their social political views, even if they don't make sense for the characters that they're writing. And of course, these mega corporations that control these properties don't exactly make it easy for you to get in and understand what's canon. So maybe it's time for something new.
I like this.
We are a comic book company first and foremost that will never be forgotten no matter how big this venture gets. And we are guided by a set of principles known as the Ribbaverse ethic. You will find this on a page in every single book that we release, and it's a set of standards that we certainly want you to hold us to. There are three main things that we will always emphasize. Number one, respect the customer.
There you go. I like this. I like what he's doing. Now, unlike most comic companies in the industry, they don't really respect customers or the fans. What he's doing, and he's providing us with interesting facts about how to represent the comic industry, your company, your brand. And when you want to present your stuff to the people, do it in a respectful manner. And also, you should always try to understand criticism and people in general, especially customers. When they're interested in your stuff, you got to be upfront about it. You know what I'm saying? So let's get seen.
But we love to have you as longtime supporters. It's going to be up to us to keep you interested and invested. Now, anytime there's passion involved, there's going to be those conflicts. But we'll respect you, so as long as you respect us, it's all about reciprocity.
That's what it needs to be.
Our second point of emphasis is canon and continuity.
Oh, yeah.
This is an ever-expanding universe. There's going to be many of characters that will be introduced. But when you buy a book from us, you own a piece of history. It matters. These events will not be erased by way of time travel or some multiversal aspect. And number three, a comprehensive timeline.
Ooh.
No matter when you jump into this space, we want to make it easy for you to get caught up on some characters that you're interested in, so we're going to keep the reboots to a minimum. Now, don't worry. We know that picking up the pieces is part of the fun, so we're not going to...
I like where he's going with this, you know, especially if you're writing your own comic story. You want to make sure that the story is really important and have the characters be fleshed out and just try to make it seem like you care more about the characters, about what their backstory, what they've been through. And conflicts are the most important thing when you're telling a story about a superhero or characters in general. And the artwork has to be super legit. It shouldn't have to be not taken seriously. you know, a lot of comic companies or in the industry, they want to see good art. They don't want to see no art that is, you know, half-assed or just no effort being put into the stuff. So I like what he's doing here. Back to the clip.
And while I personally value liberty, we're not going to beat you over the head with on-the-nose current politics and current narratives that will completely contradict what it is that we're trying to do here. So whether you're into our main character in our first book, Isam, or you're into Yaira, or you're interested in all of them, will certainly have you as a customer. Your ethnic background or genetic makeup is
this is what I was just saying before.
to us.
This is what I'm saying before about the backgrounds of the characters.
Now, previously being part of comic book fandoms myself, I understand the importance of them. We'll do our jobs to preserve the sanctity on the business end, and we hope you will help us preserve a more healthy and thriving fandom. If we manage to do that, we're going to be very competitive in this market, and we're going to make our mark on this industry. We're not going to be perfect. Errors will be made, but we won't let that stop us from being great.
All it takes is for y'all to support these people.
And that's something that I like to remain true. Sure, we want to expand in many different avenues. Video games, animation, maybe even live action movies, but not if it means selling off assets. We only answer to the customer. We don't want to make the same mistake as the other guys.
Don't ever do it. You can tell he is very passionate about his product, and that's the one thing I love about these content creators. They're not only content creators, but they're also comic writers, and they know how to tell stories. They know how to give you what you want to see and what you want to hear. So, like I said, unlike Marvel and DC, which is full of political stuff everywhere, his company and his brand are nothing but straightforward, in your face, knowledgeable facts and information about these characters that you want to read. So it's obvious to me that they're going places. All it takes is for y'all to just go and support these people. And once you do that, they'll be off the ground. So yeah, y'all enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want the original video, it will be in the description as well. So until then, I'll see you in my other video.